Good morning. Sitting outside on my back patio this morning. I got no power. And I did pay my bill, by the way. It's funny when you get older and things start getting kind of tight. The first thing you think of is, oh my God, did I pay my power bill? But then I look across the street and see all my other neighbors out without power. I'm like, phew, we couldn't have all not paid our power. Anyway, so I got up 2 o'clock this morning. Our power went out. I have no clue why. It's like me and 67 other people in our neighborhood. And I started freaking out, right? I started thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I got no coffee. Oh my gosh, I can't do my show. Oh my gosh, I can't drive somewhere. Oh my gosh, the toilet won't work. And all these different things. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you are pathetic. I am so unself-reliable. I mean, the fact that I have to have power in order to do anything in my life. And I was thinking, well, I'm just going to mail it in today. I was going to take the day off. So I stayed in my chair like an extra hour. I usually get up at 4 o'clock, and I was late until 5. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? I am absolutely pathetic. It's power. There's light. There's sunshine. It's coming out. It's all good. I go run up the street, get my coffee if I want. The toilet still flushes. It's fine. I'm still cracking switches in the house, wondering why the hell lights aren't coming on. What the hell's wrong with us, man? Seriously, what is wrong with us? And it was in the middle of the night. I mean, if power goes out during the day and you need electricity, you need your computer and stuff like that, I can understand where you probably have a little issue, right? I was going to be sleeping anyway. And I'm sitting there wondering, and all these things start going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do about work today? And I got to make phone calls. So here's my phone working. I'm like, what the hell's pathetic? Dude, Dr. Josh, if he was here today, he'd go, well, this is what we're used to, right? This is what we're into, and this is what we're used to having every single day. So this is a traumatic experience. This is nothing. We should be conservationists. We should get back out and start working without power, without phones, and without stuff like that, just for a little while to realize, first of all, how good we got it, how blessed we are, and we can do this. I don't want to go on a loan or anything like that. I'm not going to build my own shelter and fires and kill rats and eat their spines and stuff like that. But it does make you realize how pathetic we are. And the toilet does still flush. I still can't understand how the toilet flushes, even though it's not electric. It's very strange. I went and did my morning doo-doo, and I was like, oh, I could flush it. And it flushed. I was like, that's amazing. I always think the toilet's electric. I don't know why that is. Anyway, so I thought I'd come out the deck, make the best of the situation, do my Facebook Live from out here. You can have some birds and some duckies and my dog's out here. When I run up the street, get some coffee. I'll probably run into somebody I hadn't seen in a long time, so I'll make a connection there. It's all good. And screw Alabama Power. Something's popping down the street, though. It's weird because it's making this, when you have like a live electrical line, it gets wet, it makes that popping noise, so it's popping down the street. So it's probably one of my old neighbors who, I don't know. Anyway. A lot of people are going to ask me about the college and professional football this weekend because I did sports radio for 20 years. I'll be in the Jay Barker Radio Network, I think on Wednesday and Friday this week. What a weird, crazy, whacked out college football season. I said during my show, watch out for Marshall because you know how Notre Dame performs after they have big ball games, even if they're losses like they did against Ohio State. We had A&M. I would have thought in a million years A&M would have just absolutely roughshot right over Appalachian State, just because Appalachian State had the big ball game against North Carolina. North Carolina's defense sucks, but A&M, you're done. You're done. If you wanted to go ahead and win your division, you're going to have to win out from this point on. That means you're going to have to beat Georgia, you have to beat Alabama, you have to play for a national championship if you're Jimbo Fisher, and I know A&M fans. Scott Frost, our friend from Nebraska, got fired. Probably a good thing. It's amazing because whenever you bring a homeboy back into a situation, it seems like such a great fit. I think sometimes it's like dating an old girlfriend that things went really well, and now you're both divorced and you want to get back together again, and you start thinking, well, we're older, we're wiser now, we can make this work. You go back with a person, you think this is going to be great because we know each other, we have a foundation, we know each other real well, we've been intimate already, so we don't have to worry about those things, don't have to worry about Tinder dates, and next thing you know, you get back together with them, you're like, this sucks, this is terrible. You're really hoping that things are going to work out really well, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. Alabama, we got to realize something here. Winning your box, the process relative to all those wonderful things that Nick Saban does, and he's the greatest coach we've ever seen and the best coach we'll probably ever seen, certainly in our generation. No one's going to do what he's doing right now. But first of all, he got the W, and that's the most important thing. Second thing is, we're talking about 18, 19, 20, and 21-year-old kids. You remember how stupid we were? Hell, if you had an 18-year-old right now in this house with no power, he'd be done. My 17-year-old kid, yeah, I ain't going to school. I can't go to school. I can't work. I can't do it. I'm like, I got power at school? Yeah. But I can't shower. I can't brush my teeth. I can't turn my computer on. I mean, absolutely pathetic. Um, it's not we're spoiled. It's the new way we live. This is the way we live, right? Um, but these kids today, you never know, man. You get 4 or 5 of them on the same page where, they're just not having that type of game. You had a lot of crowd noise there. I give all the credit to Texas, and their crowd was fantastic. Brian Ricks, good morning to you. They had it going on, man, and it screwed up all kinds of stuff for Alabama. The most penalties that Nick Saban's teams had, I'm sure he just railed into them because penalties are just things you don't need to do, and it just killed them over and over and over again. But with all that being said, they win the football game, and that's the most important thing. So kudos to Alabama. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Auburn Tigers. San Jose State, they were a 24-point favorite. They looked horrible. Brian Harsin, it's still a W though, man. I mean, at this point, you just take the W and you're like, let's not let that happen again. Let's just make sure that never happens again, right? And then the UAB Blazers. Everyone's talking about revenge games. I don't believe in revenge games. I've worked with football players my entire life, and they're like, revenge games don't mean squat. Unless it's the same kids. You certainly couldn't have a Texas revenge games from 2009. Those kids were like 8 years old when they were playing. Steve, good morning to you. So the whole idea of revenge games is a bunch of hooey. It's stuff that fans create. Oh, it's a revenge game. They beat us last year at our first game at Protective Life Stadium. UAB is going to come back and just kill them. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work that way. Kids don't care. They don't remember. Maybe just for a brief moment, maybe it motivates you a little bit to get you to play at a different level, different style. Next thing you know, your adrenaline rush off, and you still have to win the game. You got to win your box. You have to follow the process. So I feel for Bryant Vincent because I want to see him get that UAB job, but a loss there for the UAB Blazers against a very good Hugh Freeze Liberty team who's decimated, lost a lot of players, but still they're a good football team, so we have that going on. Then my Cincinnati Bengals yesterday, what the hell? These aren't 18, 19, 21, and 22-year-olds. Some of them are. These are professionals who make millions of dollars every single year, and they're paid to do a job. And Joe Burrow, and I love Joe, 5 turnovers yesterday. Wow, what in the hell was that? And it was against a division foe, which is always big. And with the 5 turnovers, they had a chance to win that football game twice. I'm not going to put it on McPherson. I still think he's a hell of a kicker. He had 7 game-winning kicks last year, 2 in the playoffs. He was the only. Because of him, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. With everybody else, obviously, they had to put him in a position to make those kicks. But he misses an extra point, then a high snap on another. With 5, I don't know how many times, you can probably count on one hand how many times a team has had 5 turnovers in a football game and still won the football game. It just doesn't happen. And the Bengals, I'm feeling pretty good about that. At that point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, a 20-20 tie is a good thing. And obviously, Pittsburgh wins. I give it to Pittsburgh. The resiliency, hanging out. I hate Pittsburgh. I hate their football team. They had them at home yesterday, but just a weird weekend. And we have this about every single year, at least once or twice a week, where all these teams, Rusty Pickle, good morning to you. We have all these teams losing football games they're not supposed to. It happens every year, and we're always like, what happened? It's crazy. It happens every single year. We're still talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. And the pros, not so much. But a lot of people thought that the Bengals year last year was a fluke. You don't beat Kansas City twice in a month and go to the Super Bowl and it be a fluke. You can't be that good that long. It just doesn't happen. It's like March Madness. You have to win 6 straight games. If you're winning 3 or 4 games in a row against the best basketball teams in the country, it ain't a fluke anymore. You just got something going on. I ain't going to call it destiny. It wasn't destiny for my Bengals because they came up short against the Rams. But it is interesting to see the dynamics of that whole particular situation. So weird college and professional people. I loved it. I loved it. Although a lot of people didn't do real well this weekend and their football team lost, but I think it's great for the sport. I think it gives us something to talk about. I think it's fun. All right. Since I started a little early this morning, I want to mention Coosa Valley Auto Sale. Our good friends up there, they're not going to be open for another couple hours. But Al and Brad and Dave and Shane and Jeremiah and all those fine folks are going to be up there selling cars again today. A lot of people are like, why you keep talking about Coosa Valley Auto Sale? First of all, they're one of my new clients. Second of all, I really believe in what they do, a customer co-op. They're fantastic. Bobby, good morning to you. They do a wonderful job. Give them a call and tell them Tone Devone sent you. 256-267-0296, 256-267-0296, or just go to CoosaValleyAutoSale.com. CoosaValleyAutoSale.com. Check out all their cars. It's a customer co-op. Kurre Radio, TKR, and check out all of our shows. Want to Bet was great again this past weekend. 9, 11, 1, and 3 on Saturdays for all your picks. And, of course, your expert insight there from Las Vegas. It was fantastic. We've got Adapter Parish. We've got When in Rome. We have Need to Know with Kip Kiefer. We have Austin Hanks, Blues Almighty. We have the Damon Johnson Show. Mission Minded at 10 o'clock every Monday through Friday. It's fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic next few days. So enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. God bless. And I appreciate you watching this morning here on Tony Kurre Radio.